Hello and welcome back. We are 2 days down and counting. Today is a day at Pat's parents of us just like going through everything. What stays, what goes, remember, well, maybe you don't remember, I haven't done this video yet, but we fled Florida at like 3 in the morning. Hurricane Helene kind of had us have an early goodbye that we weren't planning. So we have some miscellaneous things with us that weren't meant to ever come with us. So today, that's the day. But that's not why I'm here. I wanted to hop on here and share with you how it was spirit-led, these amazing flights we get to take or are planning to take, right? Like, I guess I don't really know. It's all about what's part of the plan and how the journey unfolds. But as of right now, we are planning to fly. Listen up, this is important. We are planning to fly Q Suites on Qatar Airways. Yes, you heard correctly. A almost 12-hour flight, Boston to Doha. We are flying in the creme de la creme Q Suites. And guess what? Guess how much money out of pocket I paid for those? Around $15 total. And I'm gonna tell you how. And it was so spirit-led how we got there. So just bear with me. I am going to do some laundry while I'm chatting with you and just share with you what an amazing spirit-led journey. And again, Patrick, our intro video really shared with you, it's not, you're gonna see lots of amazing form things, but it's going to be about the connection. But still, there's massive, what are you doing? There's
Hey.
Patrick. Massive excitement. I was just starting to tell them about how we're flying on Q Suites on Monday and how it was just so spirit-led how we got there. I haven't even started the story yet, but
I just wanted to say hi. I'll be tagging along with Ashley while she's on this journey.
we're on the journey together.
I'm the
Dork.
angel on her right shoulder.
Oh, my okay. I'm now crying because I'm laughing because you're ridiculous. Okay.
And then sometimes I'll be,
The ego on the left?
yeah,
You'll
depends
either be
how
my
I feel that morning.
right. Today you're feeling right-minded now?
Yeah.
Not 2 minutes ago he wasn't. I
Right.
promise you right before I started recording.
Yep. All right.
All right, love you.
All right, love you.
Okay, so back to the story. All right, so this is my dear friend, Evelina. I love her greatly. She is an avid traveler and just an amazing, amazing, beautiful sister that I have in my life. But ultimately, one day we were talking about point hacking. Yes, you heard right, point hacking. And like, I don't even know how we came across this conversation. I think I mentioned that I would love to fly like business class or something on our trip. I have no clue. Evelina, if you watch this video and you remember, please share with everyone. But ultimately, we were chatting and she's like, have you ever heard of luxury travel hacks? Mind you, I don't know if I'm going to be able to focus while I'm sharing this with you, but have you ever heard of luxury travel hacks with Andy Cantu? And I was like, no, never. And of course, she's like, you know, it's this course you can purchase. And if you know anything about my history, courses and business and sometimes rubs me the wrong way. I still definitely have my own forgiveness lessons with my own purchases. So I was a little skeptical. I was like, okay, how much is it? And I think it was like $1,900. And I went and I was looking at it, I was like, well, this seems legit. Like I could really maybe learn some stuff and maybe Patrick and I could fly business class over to, you know, Southeast Asia. And so she sent, well, I went and said something to Patrick and was like, hey, I should get this. And he's like, he's always the voice of reason when it comes to Ashley, just like shoving money out there, hoping that it sticks. He really helps me to be intentional and to really lean in and listen to spirit. If you watch any of my videos on Big Miracle Energy, it's not about having money or not having money. It's about who are you spending your money with? Are you spending your money out of fear or are you spending your money out of love? And at that point, Patrick's like, $1,900, we could probably buy one of the tickets for that. And, you know, we don't have that much spend. We're not going to have that much spend monthly because we weren't looking at opening up credit cards to like spend extra. We were looking at putting our regular expenses on credit cards and in earning in the process. And I invite you, if you're not doing that, to really look into that, because you realize like how much money you're missing out on. And like there's so much connotation behind credit, and I'm not going to get into that today, but there's definitely constructs that keep us stuck there, and they're meant to keep us stuck there. So the cool thing is Andy's course is amazing at explaining that to you. Anybody who ever has money in their pocket should probably take the first like 6 sections of Andy's course, because it really explains how the banking system works, how the credit system works. I'm going to have my son also watch this, but we're moving too far forward. Okay, let's back up. So Andy, this is Andy. I've never met Andy. I don't know if Andy's actually real. There's lots of pictures out there of him. He seems like a really cool guy. He's always conversing in the Facebook group that we have access to. And maybe one day I'll meet Andy. But as of right now, Andy is a really cool AI robot in my mind that provides some badass expertise when it comes to point hacking. And not just point guy point hacking. This is Lux point hacking. So you're paying the same you would with the point guy, but you're getting massive, massive luxury. So it sounds like I'm making an infomercial now, but I'm not, I promise. Anyway, Evelina sends me the video, and Patrick, has nailed it down. And I watched this, free masterclass, right? Again, back into the whole business. If you run a business, you understand. That's how they start to reel you in to buy their stuff. And so I watched the free masterclass very well knowing this. And of course, at the end of it, it was like $4.97. If you buy now, you get it for $4.97. I'm like, yes. It might have even been $5.97. I don't know. It was cheaper, way cheaper. So then I go back to Patrick and I'm like, oh my gosh, look, I can get it for this much cheaper. And he's like, I don't know. And I was irritated. But one thing Evelina and I had talked about when she shared this with me and we talked about the price and doing it together and holding each other accountable, she said every Black Friday, he has a badass deal. And it's around like $200 or $197 for the same exact course. So her and I had already made this pact that if one of us didn't buy it ahead of time or come across, we really actually had talked about this being a spirit-led thing. And like, if the money comes in and it feels right, we'll buy it before. But ultimately, we 100% day after Thanksgiving special are buying this course and holding one another accountable. And I was like, okay, cool. So Patrick shot it back down again, and I was just like, kind of gave up on it. I was like, all right, I got to figure this out on my own. Just whatever. I don't think I give it actually too much thought. I might be giving it more just in what I'm sharing with you. But so ultimately, what happened was I signed up for his emails because that's how I could have got the one special that I went and showed Patrick. And guess what happened, you guys? Mind you, it is July. I get an email from Andy and his team 2 weeks later, just, like an email to his email list saying, hey guys, I have decided to run the Black Friday special in July. What? Like, Evelina and I had agreed that we would buy it if it was the Black Friday's price. Well, we kind of agreed that we would wait till Black Friday, but to me it was for the price. And like, that was the moment that I was like, oh, this is for sure spirit-led. This is an inspired thing. Like, we set parameters and still spirit is like, nope, you're doing it. So I talked to Pat. He was still kind of apprehensive. I was like, we're going to get business class. I know we are. Like, I'm going to figure it out. We're going to do it. I've already started trying to do my own kind of credit card hacking, and started using some cards, opened some Chase Sapphires and stuff. And I purchased it and it sat there. And I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. This was so spirit-led, but I didn't feel inspired to watch it. I didn't feel inspired to get moving yet. And to be honest, at that point, Patrick and I didn't really have full clarity on where we were headed. We had the inspiration of we think we should head to Thailand, but where in Thailand and what and when still hadn't fully come through. So to me, it was like, all right, when I'm ready, I've got this course. I remember one day, it was like a Friday or something, I just felt like this full inspiration. And I think for like 7 hours straight, watched Andy's Lux Travel Hacks class, course, whatever you want to call it. and was just blown away at the value he provided. And mind you, like, screw the point hacking value in there. I mean, that's amazing, but just the value he gives people in understanding money and how money operates and how credit operates and the fears and the stories that have already put in place. So he really sets this beautiful stage, which I had done my own work with money greatly and releasing any stories from it prior to that, but just seeing that someone's out there actually doing that was really beautiful. But then we got to the point hacking, which was like mind-blowing what you could get. And so I did it, and I didn't really start looking for anything yet. And again, the inspiration went away. It was like, okay, I think there was like the last 2 modules, which are kind of the most important modules, to be honest with you. It's where he really walks through like reserving a ticket, transferring points from here to there. So pretty much what I would actually need to execute such thing. So, okay, fast forward, and I don't even know. Patrick, we're trying to sell his truck. And I put it on a Toyota Tacoma Facebook group of people because it's an older Tacoma. These are kind of like Jeeps. They have a massive following. People, modify them, all this stuff. They were so mean, you guys. So mean. This guy was like saying cuss words to me in different languages. And at one point they thought I was a bot, and they were just so inappropriate and disgusting. And I was very, very disappointed in humanity at that moment, but then also saw it was a reflection of my own internal fear and judgment. But so if you know me, I left Facebook over a year ago now. At least my personal page, and I don't really go on there. And around that time when we started selling our stuff, I had to go on more and more, including going on this Facebook group I was trying to see the value of the Tacoma actually, and also see if there's any interest. It was a beautiful truck. It's that beautiful green. Anyway, his dad ended up buying it. But I happened to be on Facebook in the middle of the afternoon, so irritated because I was responding to these people just being complete meanie heads to me. So mean. And I would have never been on Facebook otherwise. If they wouldn't have been mean and all this stuff, I would have never been on. So guess what happens? All of a sudden, because with Lux Travel Hacks, you get to be a part of this amazing Facebook group, which every week I'm amazed. There's like this introduction thing that there's this many people on the planet wanting to do Lux Travel. I think it's amazing, but like I swear every week, Andy has like 50 new people joining the Facebook group, but it's so active and people support one another and you can ask amazing questions. But ultimately, I got this notification that a guy, I can't remember his name right now, but I will show you. He's one of Andy's workers, come to find out later. Maybe he's a robot too. He probably is a robot too. I'm sure of it, just like Andy. Both really good robots. But they posted something in the group and I felt called to go look what it was. And I read it and it was like, hey, does anybody want to have, so Andy has this concierge service and it's around, I think, $400. You tell him your trip, how many points you have. There's limits. You have to have at least a certain amount of points or it's not even worth their time. And they will help you. They will locate the best bang for your points, which, mind you, until you really learn it, it's a rabbit hole to navigate, for sure, like navigating what airlines go with this airline and that airline. And where we're at, like, time was starting to get limited for us and for this journey. And it said, anybody want to have free concierge service by Andy and his team in exchange for a testimonial, I think is what it was. Or something along that, or maybe it just even said, do you want free concierge service? And I think it said 5 people. And so I posted yes, but I noticed I was the 6th person. So I was like, I'll never get it. Sure enough, I get a message in my inbox that said, hey, like, you got chosen, blah, blah. And of course I was skeptical. I had to ask like every single detail. What does this look like? What do you actually need from me? I have a YouTube channel. Can I use the same footage? Blah, blah, blah. And he was absolutely amazing. His responses, just everything back. And it was normal, right? I had to pay up front. And once I send them a badass testimonial, then I will potentially get reimbursed if it meets all the criteria. And so I tell Pat, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna do this. They're gonna they're going to schedule our travel. They're going to tell me essentially how to do it. And so I was like, yes, we are going out of town that weekend or something. Let's do it when I get back. And I messaged him, and then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to watch the last modules where it actually matters, where I have to transfer the points and actually book the ticket. I still didn't feel inspired because, mind you, they just send you an email saying, hey, in the next 48 hours, you really should book this. We're seeing X, Y, and Z. Go here. Like, they give you the step-by-step steps of where you need to go, but they don't do it for you. Whatever. I was like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If I'm inspired, or if it's an in-spirit thing, it's going to unfold the way it's meant to. And you know, I didn't expect anything miraculous. We didn't have a ton of points, to be honest with you. I think we had like 170 or 80,000 points, and we needed 2 one-way tickets to Thailand and a hotel. And I was just like, probably, I don't know. And then randomly Patrick's like, hey, tell them we're willing to lay over in Doha. I'm like, Doha? Where the heck is Doha? And then we find out it's the Middle East. And then, of course, my mind goes to all the stories related to the Middle East and safety and this and that. And then I find out it is safer than where I live every day. Doha, I think, is ranked at like the 3rd safest city in the world. P.S. if you're tuning in. And so I messaged that to Andy's team. And one night we were sitting watching TV. Mind you, I had real no expectations. I knew I could make a badass testimonial for them. So either way, whatever they do, I knew I could get my money back if I really wanted to. And I get a text message. I didn't realize they were going to text me. And they said, hey, we sent you something to your email. Go check it out. There's a badass deal right now. And so I go and look, and I'm like, and I was like, oh my gosh, Patrick, you are never going to believe this. Like, is this real? Is this real? Q Suites. And I will show you, but the tickets were around 11,000 US dollars a piece, my friends. That's 22,000. I would never, in my wildest dreams, have the money or use the money to pay for flights like that. That is just not like where I'm at in life right now. Never would I have thought in my entire life would I have the opportunity to fly a flight like this. So they sent it, and they're like, here you go. Like, it's 156,000, I believe. Don't quote me on that. 156,000 total points for both of your tickets. And it was a fee of like $7.80 some cents for each ticket as well, you know, whatever those fees are. So it came to 156,000 points and $15. 156,000 points, friends. If you know anything about points, usually your credit card wants you to spend it at a 1-to-1 to a 1.5 ratio. That is around $1,500 to the maximum, you know, $2,500 US dollars, that we got $22,000 worth of tickets. Mind blowing. It was a 11-cent conversion. Don't quote me on that. I'll put it on the screen. But amazing conversion. But this, okay, so this video is a long video, but what I'm here to share with you is the inspiration and how when something is spirit-led, it will always turn out. And that is what has happened. You know, it may not actually turn out that we ride on the flight, but the actions that led up to that and the excitement and all these other things are all a part of this intricately woven. And I cannot wait to share with you this experience, and I cannot wait to share with you the connections that come from us being in business class, these Q suites, the people we're going to intermingle with, the lounges we're going to get to go to, just the amount of opportunity, of areas of impact within the mind that we would never, ever, ever had before. And again, Andy's team is an amazing team, and it was like just so a lot, like it was gonna happen, period. You saw that, like every time it got cheaper and it kind of got shot down, it just was like, okay, here's it cheaper. Here's removing all the barriers, because if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. So I tell you this today, because on Monday, we get to experience this like absolutely amazing experience. If you are not familiar with Q Seats on Qatar Airways, go check it out. Side note, Andy Cantu, Lux Travel Hacks, like I have been so impressed with him. No, I am not getting a commission for this. Maybe this will come towards our testimonial we have to give him. I don't know. But I wanted to share this to you because this is fully spirit-led. And it's just a representation of when you get out of the way and you allow things to happen. Because mind you, I also never watched, I don't recommend this, but never watched the final things on how to schedule it. And it was the most seamless point transfer booking process I have ever experienced. Purchasing a ticket with money, with actual cash money. It was the most seamless experience ever. And to me, that is a direct witness that that was spirit-led, because it just is. And it just happens and it just aligns. So I would love to hear below, what do you want us to show you on this amazing adventure of Q Suites? Please, please tell us so we can make sure to include it in our video update on that. Yeah, I am so excited. I did not do any packing. I don't know if I can ever actually do things and talk to you guys. That will be a learning growth opportunity for me for sure, because I just feel so like in the moment. And like, to me, that kind of takes me out of the moment, but we'll see. All right, so much love. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. It is free and it immensely helps us eventually when we get to the numbers where we can maybe monetize this channel, but it also gets it out into the YouTube algorithm for other people to hear. But as always, we want you to interact. Tell us what you want us to share with you on our upcoming Monday flight on the Q Suites. What are you curious about? Like, I have so many curiosities. Remember here, curiosity did not kill the cat. It saved the cat. So much love, and remember, you're worth it. Bye-bye.